Hey guys, Lotus Streams here, coming to you with another battle report. And today we got some goofy lists going on here. So let's go right over. First of all, this list here is Iron Hands, and it was sent to me via the Send Me Your List video by Rao. And it's an Anvil Strike Force with a bunch of dreadnoughts. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else to say about this. It's a Tech Marine with a Servitor and the Ironstone, because I had 10 points left. Servitor, why not? 3 Vindicators makes 1 core formation, the Armored Task Force. I already played that one. Basically, you ignore Crew Shaken, Crew Stunned, which is redundant because the only good benefit of the Anvil Strike Force is Armor of Contempt. So they ignore all effects of Crew Shaken and Crew Stunned anyway. So there's no point on that. We'll basically only make the Tech Marine repair these vehicles basically on a 2+ if he's lucky. And the one of the Vindicators here is a little bit wider than usual because he's my Warlord. You can choose your Warlord from vehicles in this attachment. He has 1 Warlord trait, which is called Big Guns Never Tire. And that means at the end of the shooting phase you can nominate a vehicle, and that vehicle can immediately fire its weapons again as if it hasn't fired yet, which is pretty nice if you have something like a Vindicator. For everything else, not so much, because that Rise Sun cannot deal enough damage to make it worth your time. Okay, that's the core. The rest is auxiliaries. We have 6 single Ironclad Dreadnoughts. Ironclad Dreads are a little bit more resilient because they have 13 front and side. That's nice. It's a little bit harder to bring them down. They also have underslung heavy flamers to at least have a chance in horde matchups, which is something Dreadnoughts do not like. And they have move through cover and ignore crew stun since they are part of this detachment, so they're actually pretty quick on foot considering they're only foot slogging 6 inches per turn. At least they can do that more reliable than other dreads. They have 4 basic attacks like every dreadnought, but they also have a close combat weapon, so on the charge they get 6 attacks, which can be pretty nasty unless they just miss. In that case, it's pretty sad because they don't have any kind of support you could provide them. These guys here are normal dreadnoughts, not venerable, even though they look like it, and they all have a twin-link dust cannon and a power fist with an underslung stormbolter. Nothing special about them. The Iron Hand Scepter Tactics allows these guys to have It Will Not Die, which is increased to a 4+ while they're nearby the Tech Marine, and a 6 they also regain a weapon or whatever might happen to them. Although, knowing Dreadnoughts, usually they explode rather fast, so I don't think it makes much of a difference restoring the points, but it might be worth it on the Vindicator just in case they get glanced somehow. So very vehicle heavy list, very straightforward, move them up the board or lose the game. That's the idea of every Dreadnought list that is not in drop pods. So these guys will provide some fire support, and that is it. Over here we have a very simple list too. It's basically based on units that I never use, and that for good reason. These are proxies, I have to warn you right away. These are not Fulgurites, these are the Ruststalker models, but they are amazing models nevertheless, made by the Dig Snatcher on the workshop in case you want to see them. And I proxied these as Fulgurite Electro-Priests and these guys as Corpuscari Electro-Priests with the Infiltrator models. Now, why did I bring so many? The unit itself is actually not that good, I believe at least. But you can make it good with some stuff, so this is basically a video to show you how can you make anything work that has decent melee capabilities, and that's something these guys have. So let's talk about the Fulgurite Electro-Priest first. This is called Raving Raging Pogo Stick, and that's exactly what they have. Each of these guys is equipped with a Electro Leech Staff, which is basically a power maul, but it's two-handed. So you do that one attack, but instead it's also concussive and it has Electro Leech, so on 6s you cause instant death. The basic Fulgurite Electro-Priest is a human, but they have weapon skill 4 and also 2 attacks and leadership 9, so they're pretty resilient. They don't have any kind of save because they have a Voltaggeist field, which is a 5+ in 1 save. That also confers Hammer of Wrath at strength 4 and no initiative penalty when charging through terrain. So that is quite something, I guess, for one ability. And that's basically all they have in terms of war gear. The problem with them is, though, they have Canticles of the Messiah, so they have some nasty abilities that help them deal with any kind of target you want to send them against. Also helps against shooting, obviously, and whatnot. And then on the other special rule sides, we have Zealot on them, so they are fearless and they have hatred, so they can pull off a boatload of attacks, and they have Siphon Vigor. If these guys kill or kill something in sweeping advance, they immediately gain a 3+ in 1 save instead of a 5+. So they can get really, really nasty once they kill something. So the only thing they need to do is get into close combat and then drain whatever they have in attacks, and then after that they become a very powerful Death Star unit that is not as expensive as usual stuff, but doesn't have much AP either, I guess, because it's obviously AP4 on their little Electro-Leech staffs. The formation here we have is a Numinous Conclave, and in that they also gain Crusader, so they run a little bit faster and they can sweeping advance better, which is both nice since we want to kill something, and if it runs away we can catch it more easily. And also we have an interaction with the Corpus Carii, which I'll talk about next. The Corpus Carii are the guys over here. They are basically very, very similar. They also have the 5+ in 1 save and everything that comes with that. But instead they have ability skill 4 and weapon skill 3. The rest of the profile is exactly the same. They also have Canticles, Hammer of Wrath, and Zealot, and also Phenopain. I forgot about that one. Both have Phenopain. But they don't have the increase for the in 1 save, so a little bit more squishy. And instead of pogo sticks, they have the electrostatic gauntlets. The gauntlets give you +1 strength, so they're up to strength 4. And they have the same thing as a 12-inch range, strength 4, assault 2 twin-linked weapon. It doesn't have any AP though. Now, why is that good? Because they have shock. So both in shooting and assault phases, every 6 to hit causes 2 additional hits on the target. So basically they have Tesla, and that's an insane amount of Tesla too. Since they have 2 shots each, you can gun something down really, really easily just with the amount of dice. And don't forget, these things are assault, so if you get to charge, the unit is probably dead, whatever they charged afterwards. In combination with the Canticles of the Electromancer, they can basically annihilate green tides by themselves if they get in range and any chance to shoot. They're actually not that good, but you have to take them in the formation, and they actually gain a big bonus here and give out a big bonus as well. So why not bring them? It's pretty hard to bring these elite slots otherwise. So what does the Conclave do? It gives them 2 rules in addition to Crusader. The Corpus Carii giveth, and the Fulgurites taketh away. So basically, as long as the unit of Fulgurites from this formation is within 6 inches of the target they're shooting at, the Gauntlet gains Assault 3, which is huge since it has shock, as I already mentioned, and they are bound to hit the majority of their stuff. And as long as they cause an unsafe wound, the unit is electrified. If the unit is electrified, the Fulgurites all get to reroll wounds when they use the Electro-Leech staffs, which is pretty nice. So these guys can reroll hits and wounds if they synergize together, which will not come into play here since the Tech Marine will not survive 1 volley of fire anyway, and he's the only guy that I need reroll wounds against. So not really necessary there, but that's okay. Now these guys here have one problem. They are rather expensive and they don't get across the board very easily. And these guys might be nasty in close combat. These guys might be nasty with close range shooting, but they have to get there. And Pain alone is not going to cut it. So what I have here is two detachments here that will help them out. First of all, we have Ultramarines, the infamous Tigurius, and two guys in a Librarian Conclave. Both are Mastery level 2. They have Force Axes. Don't think about the swords, they don't have them. And it's pretty simple. They're gonna go for Fulmination and try to Electro swap stuff in position, or maybe just propel it forward, which is also pretty good to have. The Tigurius is basically the man for this job. And no, he's not in Terminator armor, by the way. I just made him a little bit more interesting. He basically allows you to reroll one psychic test per turn, which is already really, really nice. But he also gains a reroll on powers when he rolls for them, and he's mastery level 3. So he has a very good chance of actually making whatever he wants to do. And then if the other librarians don't get anything useful from me, I might as well put them in one squad, and then he can cast on a 2+, which is also pretty nice. And then over here we have the other support squad. We have a Nemesis Strike Force, Grey Knights, because these guys are very good at supporting other units. In HQ we have a Librarian, Master level 3 Domina Liber Demonica, which means he generates one more power from Demonic Sanctic, which obviously I'm aiming for Hammer Hand and also for +1 invuln save, means the Raging Pogo Stick is having a 2+ invuln save as soon as it kills a unit. And he also can provide them with a teleport if necessary, and if all of that fails, he's good against hordes and other stuff to support them too. So it's not a bad idea in either way to tank him. He's equipped with a Force Staff, an MSS Force Staff, and that's it. He also gets to reroll once when he's attempting to cast these powers because of the artifact. And then in troops we have a Strike Squad, so they can deep strike first turn due to the Nemesis Strike Force. I can also reroll my Warlord trait. And these guys don't have any additional rules to speak of other than they can run the first turn they deep strike in and shoot at the same time in any order they like. And then in the Lord of War slot we have Kyler Drago, the beast himself. He is on 4 wounds, 4+ invuln save, the only Storm Shield in the entire codex. His Sword of the Titan makes him strength 7 AP2 at initiative, so he's basically the Land Raider beat stick that some of the HQs are sometimes. And he knows the Gate of Infinity, so teleportation by default, and also knows Hammer Hand, so he is absolutely nasty by himself, and he enhances whatever squad he has. He can tank for them, he can fight with them. He's just a beast in general. I'll attach him in this case to my shooting units, because once the Fulgurites move up the board with the Librarian, I don't need his support anyway. I might as well just gun something else down. That is going to be the basic idea with him this game, because he has guaranteed access to powers that I want. He also has Purge Soul, but I don't really care about that one. Doesn't really do much. Yeah, that's it. That is the lists, and basically the idea here is snakey cheese these guys into a position where they can do something, and whatever these guys touch is gonna die as soon as they get to swing, or even before that, since they have a ton of possibilities to gain attacks before they even get to attack themselves, due to Helm of Wrath and Electromancy and all that stuff. Alright, so let's go right ahead and stay here and roll for the powers. The general idea here is, as I said, to go for the Electro swap, and everything else is basically okay, but I really want the Electro swap instead, since this gives me the mobility, and if I deep strike the Strike Squad, I might actually get to charge them rather quickly, and I can take out a few dreadnoughts before they even get to strike, which would be nice. Obviously, dreadnoughts are not very effective against big groups, but they still might deal some damage, so I have to take some of them out before they can punch me in the face. And also, last cannons hurt my feelings, which I don't want. Okay, let's go for it and roll for Tigerius first. Since he has the ability to reroll, I want to know what he is up to. Okay, so number 1 on the table, I'll reroll because I want the 6 or the 5. Ah, almost, but no cigar, I guess. So that one is a basically a chain lightning, if you want to call it like that. So next power, I have to reroll that anyway. Come on. Number 4, which is Infernal Claws. +1 strength and additional strength 5 hits. Not very useful, so I'm gonna reroll this with his stuff, and instead he has a 3+ in 1 save blessing, which is not bad. Why not? And then for his last power, Infernal Claws again, I'll reroll. Come on, Tigerius. Nope. That's Demon Shriek, which is a Haywire Nova. Very important against Dreads, I guess, because we can get a bunch of hits on these guys. These are Grenadiers, Ultramarines, and Mech versus Iron Hands, so Space Marines. The powers here are not really that good, but I guess Nova power is fine. So we roll with the Librarians next. Nice. So we have one Electro Swab with him. He also has a second power, which is the Claws. I mean, it brings him up to strength 6 with the axe, but it doesn't really help against the majority of the dreads, so I guess it's okay. So, but that's fine. I mean, we have a good power on him. And then number 2 is also gonna roll there. He gets 18-inch free move for my units. Really, really good with the shooting guys and whatever I want. And he's gonna keep rolling. Gets the same one. Have to reroll. Nice. He also gets it. Really good. So we have 2 Soul Switch and 1 Ghost Storm or whatever you call them in Space Marine. I think it's Electro Displacement, and the other one I don't remember. But they have really good powers. And Tigerius has not bad powers. I mean, 3+ in 1 save is pretty nifty if you can increase that by 1. So that's good. Alright. Next is the Librarian on the Sanctic table. He gains number 3, which I honestly don't remember, because I rarely use that when I'm playing Grey Knights, because they don't really need that table as much as they need other stuff. But nevertheless, I guess you could go for it. I mean, we need more Hammer Hand, I think. Hammer Hand is more important in this kind of matchups. Unfortunately, he's not allowed to reroll though, so that's just no Hammer Hand. But fine, that's +1 in 1 save, so Sanctuary is always nice to have. I guess we just be fine with getting a good one. Let's get to infinity, so we have another teleport. Nice. And we get Cleansing Flame, which is actually really good against all other targets except Dreadnoughts. Against Dreads, it's only good when we can Deep Strike behind them, which I can, so it can be powerful, because it's 2d6 hits on back armor, can be very, very nasty, because Ironclads only have 10 in the back. So this is 3 powers. He gets an additional one because of his artifact. And he gets Hammer Hand. Okay, that's perfect. That's everything I want. I would have liked Vortex instead of Cleansing Flame, but I think it doesn't matter. They're both good. He has all the powers he needs right now. Okay, so I'm also gonna go for my Warlord trait here. Warlord trait on the Grey Knight book, of course, so he can reroll. Hammer of Wrath is not necessary. I have Hammer of Wrath of everything. Nice. So he generates 1 more power for Demonology. So I have another chance of getting a power here, which means I have every power except one. And I get Purge Soul. Okay, so he has the same one as Drago as well. Alright. So basically he has everything except Vortex. Because he knows Banishment by default. Okay, and I don't have to roll for Kaido Drago because he is he has stock always the same Volar trait, always the same powers. He doesn't have anything else. He always has the same power, the Get to Infinity and Hammer Hand and Purge Soul. Alright, so that is pretty bad for the Dreadnoughts, because everything with Psychic went as expected. Not with Tigerius. Tigerius got the worst powers, but I mean, the rest is good enough, I guess. We don't necessarily need anybody else. So let's go with the deployment so on. Okay, it's gonna be the purple lines here, so we have the odd deployment. Rolling for choosing sides. What the hell was that? Something is falling through the map. Get out of here. Okay. That's a reboot. I didn't pay attention which one was which one. So the Dreads get to choose the side. To be honest, it doesn't really matter, but I think I'll choose this one so I have some cover, which doesn't matter at all. Yeah, I mean, the side is completely irrelevant here. Okay, so the Grey Knights and the, or actually the Admech in this game get to deploy first. Now I have to actually see what I want to do. So Drago can go with these guys as planned. And I hate it when people don't turn the stuff on they're supposed to. There we go. So Drago is gonna join these here for a assassination squad because I can kill whatever I want with this kind of stuff. This guy is obviously gonna join one of these big groups to give them +1 in one save. And this guy is gonna join them to swap. This guy is gonna join them to swap. And then Tigerius is gonna join him as well too, so we have some balance here with the psychic support. And these guys are simply kind of pull forward with my usual means, as always. Okay. Let's deploy them real quick. I mean, the only guys I need to deploy actually are these guys, because everything else is gonna get teleported anyway. Fulgurites up front. First round we have our Shroud Canticles anyway. The Dreadnoughts have no chance of hurting these squads very easily. These guys will go on this side. So pretty central deployment. So then I don't have troubles with moving. And then the priest unit here, the shooty one has to be pretty close so it can throw them forward. Actually, let's swap these two here. So we have this guy in range to throw them at the Dreadnoughts. And the Strike Squad will stay in Deep Strike Reserve, obviously. And then these guys with Drago will stand back here. Because there's no reason for them to stay forward. They will teleport as soon as they can. Alright. That is deployment for the Raging Pogo Stick, and the rest is gonna deploy ops on this side as soon as I fix all the problems. There we go. Vindicators have to be very careful with the back armor, so I'm gonna hide them a little bit at least. Then the Ironclads will be deployed right down the middle, because there's no shooting to speak of anyway. You might as well walk forward. The green stuff here is usually difficult terrain and also cover with area terrain, which a Dreadnought obviously does not get since he's a Dreadnought and not a monstrous creature. I'll deploy them all at the front. And these guys in second rank to fire at the less cannons. Not in cover, please, because slow Dreadnoughts is the worst that can happen. And then these guys here will stay near the blob to help them repair that Warlord Vindicator if it has to be. Alright, that is everything. Don't have to roll for Warlord traits for the other side because they have a predetermined one. And I guess that is it. We just need to roll for Night Fighting first turn is in effect, and also the Seize, which is not in effect. So first turn, Raging Pogo Stick, movement. So these guys will obviously advance 6 inches. These guys will advance 6 inches. Yeah, doesn't have to be too accurate. Unfortunately, the Fulgurites are a little bit light-weighted. These guys will also advance. Oh, wait a second. I need to roll for my strike squad, which comes in. Where's my strike squad? Oh, wrong side. Before we forget, because I want my first turn charge, obviously. I also need to know, because I need to activate my Canticle. I'd say there. I'm gonna go a little bit greedy with this, but not too greedy. Oh, that's actually a little bit too greedy. I mean, 11-inch scatter is a little bit much, though. Can't really anticipate that. Alright, what happens? They go back into ongoing. Okay, so in this case, I'll just have to stick back a little bit, unless I don't, unless I get my Gate of Infinity. In that case, I don't have to bother anyway. Okay, the guys back here will also move through cover, I guess, a little bit. 3 inches. Skitter, skitter. Not really much to do then. And that is movement, because I don't have any more units. Psychic dice here. 5 dice for the Iron Hands. And we have 3 for Drago, 3 for the Librarian, 3 for the Targaryens, 2 for each Librarian Master Level 2, and a Strike Squad. And that's all the dice they have. I guess I'm gonna Gate of Infinity, because I want to get into their backs. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get Infinity here. So let's cast that with 4 dice. I have it with 2. They will try to deny, so they don't lose too many dreads. Nope. Get Infinity goes off. The Corpuscarii will go swoop and appear right there. Unless I get an 11-inch scatter again. Alright. Right on target. Zzzt. And here they are. Easy as that. In 12-inch range. I can now choose to assassinate the tech priest or whatever I want to. I think I'm just gonna go for dread. Because every dread counts. I'll also show you why I'm not too sad about the fact that the other unit did not came in. Because we have some tricks up our sleeves to fix that. Alright, obviously Drago up in the front. So my little tin priests here don't die. Because they're expensive. And next we're gonna cast Gate of Infinity, I guess. Gate of Infinity over there. Gonna 3 dice it because I don't need as many. Oh yeah, by the way, I still need to do my God damn it, still need to do my canticle. I guess I'm just going for strength because I'm gonna end up being here, and plus 2 strength is always useful. Makes all of these guys able to hurt dreadnoughts. Yeah. Alright, so Gates of Infinity goes off again. We're gonna put down the first Fulgurite right there. Actually, that was stupid. Nah, no, no, no. Okay, forget what I said. I'm not used to playing these cheese lists, but instead of that, we can just go for electro displacement because these guys, not electro displacement, for whatever it's called, the 18-inch free move. It's the same warp charge points, same idea. It doesn't really matter. The only reason why I should do this here instead is because it's more reliable. That's all. So there we go. They move forward 18 inches for free. And now we activate electro displacement from his little buddy here. Need 2 warm charges for that. I'm gonna cast with 5. And I get it. In that case, we swap. We remove all models in this unit like that. And then we put over the Psyker. Swap him. And swap him. And then I'm gonna take all of these guys and put them all around. Actually, I should have swapped with one of the guys a little bit further back like that. There's no point of not doing that. And here we go. Electro-Priests are in position and are able to charge. Because they did not get pulled forward, but instead the other guys. Easy peasy. I'm not gonna make it super accurate. You know they have the charge for free this turn. That's pretty easy to see. All right. Since that worked out pretty nicely, we are simply. We're gonna cast Hammer Hand next. In this case, not Hammer Hand. What's it called? Oh yeah, these guys here have to be put around him. Zit over there. What was I trying to say? Yeah, not Hammer Hand. Trying to cast whatever Tigerius has. Tigerius has the Haywire Nova. Trying to get it off with 2. Oh, he gets the reroll though because he has Psychic Hood, so we can reroll a failed Psychic test. There we go. It goes off because it only requires 1 ward charge. So everything within 9 inches takes a Haywire hit, which is all of these. So 1 Haywire hit on the Vindicator, glancing on a 2. That's a glance. 1 here. That's a pen. He ignores that. one way haywire here. It's a pen. What happens? He ignores that. Next one. Nothing. Next one. It's a glance. Okay. This guy? He's in range. This guy and this guy. Oh no, I rolled for this one already. So this is a pen. He gets his cover save, which he doesn't make. What happens with the pen? He ignores that. Easy peasy. But that's how you shave off wounds pretty easily. Alright. Still have 5 dice? Yeah, 5 dice more to use. Let me check the discipline real quick. We can go for Empiric Shield to get a 3+ in 1 save, which is okay. Or I can go for the Chain Lightning, which can hurt the Tech Marine pretty easily, but it can also hurt my own unit. So I'm not sure about that one. I'm gonna cast it just for the lol, just to show you guys what's up with the discipline, because Fulmination isn't used as often. So it goes off with 2. It is Assault D6 hits on the Tech Marine, so 2. Strength 5, winning him on 3s, nothing. But it doesn't matter if it hurts him or not. It has lethal discharge. So for every other enemy unit within 6 inches, I get a additional hit on a 4+. So on this dread, no. On that dread, no. On this dread, no. On the Ironclad, no. And on this one, no. My goodness. Yeah, he's out of range. Then against the Vindicator, let's take a different die. No. Against this one here. Yes. How many hits? 6. Oh, actually, wait a second. It's in his side, isn't it? Yep, that is in his side, so he can't hurt him. And we have this Ironclad that can actually hurt him because it's in his back. Goes off. How many hits? 5. Glancing him on a 5 because it's strength 5. That's a cocked die. Come on. Okay, there we go. So we have a pen and a glance. He gets cover for both of this because it comes from the Tech Marine, basically. At least I believe so. So this one is passed and this one is not passed. What happens to him? He ignores that. It's stunned, so who cares? Shaking, sorry. That's another whole point of a Dreadnought, though. Alright, that is basically everything I have. So next we can go into the shooting phase. Shooting phase, the Corpuscarii are gonna rapid fire or dagger, whatever we want to call it, into this one here. Actually into this one here, because they are in range. However, I think the Vindicator would be pretty nasty if he shoots me. But I'm gonna charge everything, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to get attacked anyway. Oh yeah, this guy. This guy here is in range of my Fulgurites, so I get my 3 shots into the Dreadnought's back. Alright, so we have 10 guys of these. I'm gonna show you why these priests are really, really powerful, although nobody plays them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the amount of shots we get, and we hit on 3s. Now this looks pretty decent. And we reroll all misses because they're twin linked in general, which is really, really nice. Ballistic skill 4 and twin linked is like pretty nuts. Alright, so let's try again. So we missed 4 of them. And then for every 6 we rolled, we also gain additional hits because it's working like Tesla. And that's the amount of shots, and that's the amount of hits we have, by the way. That's not shots, that's hits. And the Dreadnought is dead. Who would have thought? So he goes down. I'm just gonna turn him around because he is difficult terrain, but I don't want him to be confused with living ones. And that is one dread dead. Alright. Then I'm gonna run with the Kobuskari. 3 inches. Actually, wait a second. We have Crusader. Oh, didn't matter. Then over here, they are running 6 inches, which is irrelevant. As you can already see, I'm rather quick with my movement, but that's okay. Alright. These guys are still in ongoing, and that is that. Shooting here doesn't really do anything because these guys here all have armor 13 on the front, and I don't have anything that can hurt them, and the Pogo Stink boys do not have any shooting. Alright, so let's roll them in and see how many multi-charges I want to declare. I guess I can declare one against this. Yeah, why not? Let's try to take a full mouth of dirt before we start killing stuff. So overwatching here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 hits. No wounds so far. 1 wound. 1 failed save. And 1 is dead. Blah. Then we have 4 on those. That's 2, and this is 8. And that's 1, 2, 3, 5 wounds from the heavy flamers. Doesn't matter though, they don't give any dams because they have invuln saves and not armor saves. And also they have Phenol Pain. Oh, another one dies. Blah. And let's do the charge. Raving Pogo of Justice makes it a no problem in every single target too. So, here, 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 here. Now that is a proper multi-charge. The only problem is I don't have Hammer Hand active, but that's okay. At least we have strength 7. Yeah, I believe it's strength 7. There we go. Stick army coming in. And that's that, because these guys here cannot charge since they use Gaze of Infinity, obviously. Okay. I think Tigurius goes first because he's initiative 5. Not even sure about that one. I'm not sure if he gets his chapter tactics here. I believe he does not, but I might be wrong about that. Where is he? Come on, Tigurius. He is initiative 4. No, so he goes at the same time. Let's do him first against the Vindicator. So he has his 5 attacks. Yeah, 5 attacks, hidden on 3s, rerolling with Zealot. And he has strength 6 with his staff. That's 1 glance, so it's not dead yet. And then these guys here will go next with the Dreadnoughts. And the yeah, this guy can actually do anything because he has an X. So let's go with the Dreads next. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically, this is where they have to kill them, because if they lose only 1 model, 1, 2, 3, 4. They will not be able to kill them. Alright, so let's see it. I also cocked as well. Hitting on 4s, because majority weapon skill is 4 in that unit. And wounding on 2s with 5 ups. Ah, so if I would have killed that one, he only would have killed 2 of them, because they already would get the extra one, but that's okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys dead. No, not my priests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they get to pie in, and then we fight. Basically, I'm just here to bind them in close combat, so I can't get shot at, and then if we get one single kill, they are screwed. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I can put on this one. 6, 10 attacks. Hitting on 4s, rerolling with Zealot. Not so much. And we are raving. Strength 5, strength 7. Yeah, there's strength 7 at the moment. So that's 1 on the Ironclad here. Unfortunately, not enough to kill him. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against the next one. That's another 10 attacks. Hitting on 4s. Oh, that was a bad hit. Good thing we have Zealot. Zealot for the win. No, not really doing much here. Come on, guys. Show me some 6s. Nah, that is actually cocked. No, nothing here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. 6, 12. Got it. Alright. Come on, guys. So you gotta kill 1. 1 is all I'm asking for. Nice. Okay, that looks pretty nice already. Yep, that is 1 Ironclad completely destroyed. And the rest is 2 guys here. Hitting on 4s. Rerolling. What the hell was that? The one dice is glitched out a little bit there. And that's another glance on this one here. Blup. So we dealt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something. Doesn't matter. We are fearless anyway because I have Zealot, and the combat is basically tied. And they are there. Okay. That is first blood because we killed the dread there, and also these guys will now have a 3+ immunity save because they destroyed a target completely. They shaved off the last wound, or in this case, whole point, and that is enough. This means unit killed, doesn't matter what. They just have to get the last hit. That's what the rule says. Okay, and let's go to Iron Hand's turn. Now the problem is, what do they do? Because yes, we can fire a big blast into these guys, but these guys here are not the threat. The threat is sitting here and is also walking around here. So I have to fire these guys with everything I have. Or I charge in these guys here, which they probably not survive. I'm not sure if that's a smart idea. But if you don't have any good choices, you might as well go for the straightforward one, right? So we move this one here. Actually, we have to move to cover there. Where's it? There we go. Uh, 5 inches to here. Vindicator's gonna try to pivot. Doesn't have the dozer bait, by the way. That's why it doesn't matter if it touches him. It is not actually there. Then this Ironclad here is gonna try to move through cover 4 inches. He's probably not gonna make it in. He's a little bit slow. This dread here will also try to move through cover. Through difficult terrain in this case, because he doesn't have move through cover. Over there. And this one here will simply move 6. Over there. Vindicator is going to turn. No dangerous terrain there. And this Vindicator is not going to turn, it's just going to shimmy a little bit so it doesn't get auto-hit by Tigerius. And then it's going to probably fire into here, because we need to whittle them down, otherwise they auto-lose the game anyway. Okay. The Tank Marine is not really in any shape to do something here. So I guess we turn around and then he's gonna try to repair these guys here at least. And that's that. Alright, so shooting phase, I'm gonna start with the, where is it? Vindicator. Vindicator has 24 range, so it can reach right here. And that is gonna hurt them, because they don't have their in-one saves yet. Where's my scanner? There it is. And let's see if we can get a good hit here. That doesn't look like a good hit. Ah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 8. That's all wounds. And we have 1, 2, no, 2, just 2, because they have cover from here 4 up and night fighting. Alright, so 1, 2. There we go. And Stormbolter can snap fire, obviously. It doesn't have a Stormbolter because I didn't buy it. Okay, no points. I guess we should shoot next here with the big blast as well. So big blast right here into the mass. Let's get us over 1 inch. One, two, yeah, it's 11. 2, 4, 5, 10, 11. Wounding on tooth. Next closest is Drago. So I'm gonna tank some on him until he takes too much damage. Because he already did his job as delivery system. Takes 1 wound. Takes another wound. And then I'm gonna start lookout sirring. Or not. Lookout sir. And 1 dies here. Alright. And next Vindicator, same spot. Direct hit. So it's another 8, 12, 11. This time a little bit less wounds. And this time I'm gonna get good cover saves as well. So no point of lookout sirring yet. So we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and then 3, I guess. Alright. Then we have a Stormbolter and less cannons next. Well, we can actually do them at the same time. So these 2 guys here with the less cannons, twin linked, 1 wound, 1 save. Stormbolter, 2 wounds, 1 fail. 2 up. Yeah. 2 up. What am I saying? Feel no pain. There we go. So he's dead. And then from this side here, 2 less cannons. Twin linked. Winning on 2. Look out. 5 up. Yeah, it's fine. And 4 Stormbolter shots as well. 2 hits. 1 wound. 1 look. He's good. Alright. No, actually, he's not good. Wait a second. There we go. The Tech Marine is going to attempt to repair him. Doesn't do it, because it's not part of his formation, unfortunately. I guess it's everything, because that's everything I can shoot. Draco goes down to 1. And the rest here is trying to charge, so they can't fire. Actually, I'm gonna run this Dread. I don't think he can make it into combat this turn. Okay, he runs 5 inches. Dup, 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 dup. Over here. He would have tried to make a incredible long charge, and then he would have gone initiative 1. That's not good. The next thing we have is some charges here, because the Dreads need to charge, or try to charge at least. So the Dreadnought is going to try to declare charges here. We don't have anything that can kill them. So let's go for this one. 10 inch. Does not make it, because it's through cover, so he needs a 11. This guy here needs a 3 inch, which he passes. Actually, yeah, okay. This guy has a little bit longer charge because I favor the Servitor. Let's say the Servitor is a little bit over here instead, and we charge this one first, because wouldn't make sense otherwise. Let's say they both make it in case he doesn't fail it. Yeah, he's fine. Okay. We want some fair matchups here. These guys here are fine. This one here will charge in. Yeah, he's totally in. He also has, since he's an Ironclad Dread, he also has Ironclad launchers or whatever it's called. Does he? I thought he had these guys. These guys had it. Ah, he does not, because he doesn't have the freaking upgrade. Okay, so that makes it much worse. So this guy's in initiative 1 now. And there's that. Oh yeah, I simply, before ending the shooting phase, I'll obviously shoot with this guy here again. Because we have the Warlord trait to do so. So this guy will shoot into this mass again before they come in and kill him. Next shot. He's fine again, so it's for 8 hits. Winning out 2s. 3 ups. 1 guy dies. Splat. Goes to the Electro-Priest. Not very successful because of the cover, but that happens when you only take 1 Vindicator. No ignore cover, no effectiveness. The next thing we have is close combat, I guess. So let's start here with the close combat stuff. The Drago is gonna go first here because he has the highest initiative, and he has his Titan Sword, so he can actually hurt these guys pretty badly. Not very well, but it's fair enough, I think. So 4 attacks on him. Hitting on 3s. And he needs that one again, then they are toast. Okay, it's a, what's it called? A pen and a glance. This one here is +1, I think. Or is it even +2? Let's check it. Titan Sword is AP 2, right. So he has, that guy is wrecked. Merp. Then he gets to go. Oh yeah, Hammer of Wrath, obviously. Twice. And look, nothing. Nothing happens. Then he against Drago. He gets 5 attacks on the charge because he does have only one close combat weapon. And that is a bunch of hits. Wounding on 2s. And I believe Drago will simply look out so that, because why would I lose him? Doesn't matter. He has to take 1 to the face, which he tanks. And then we have 5 pluses on the Corpuscari with a cocked die. There we go. So he kills 1 Corpuscari. And that is it. So we pie in, and the Dreadnoughts are probably dead next turn. As expected. But my Corpuscari can't shoot. Feels bad, man. But don't worry, I can Electro swap them with the huge unit over here, so that's not gonna help them much. Alright. The next combat is over here. Obviously, Teggy and everything have to attack at the same time here. Except that one, that is on initiative 1. So let's start with the Ironclads here. Whoa. Ironclads hitting on 4s. And that does not look like they will do much. Wounding on 2s. And 3 ups. Actually, they killed 3, because I did fail a bunch of saves here. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't really matter. Then the foot rides. Fine here, 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 here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Or this one. Yeah, 4 against this here. Oh, stay here, Tigarius. Alright, these 4 against them. No re-rolling this time, unfortunately, because they only get it in the first round of combat. Nothing. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 against that one. This one. Also pretty bad hitting, but average. Alright guys, do it. Nope. Really bad with the penetrating today. So we have 4, 4, and then another 2. Come on guys. You can do better than that. Yep, that's more like it, but we need the same results, otherwise this is useless. Okay, so 1 dancing hit, and that is 1 down. The Librarian can't hurt it because he doesn't have enough strength with his Force Axe. And Tigurius only has his Rod as well, so he can't hurt it either. And that's close combat. So this Ironclad here can make it in at the initiative step 1. Doesn't need to pie in because he's already in. Gets his 6 attacks. And wounds on 2s. Come on. There we go. Oh. And 3 ups. God damn it, these guys can't make 3 ups for shit. Come on. Alright, so they're fearless, so end of the combat pie and move. Ironclad is piling, and these guys will also pie in. At least a little bit. And that mob is going on forever until I swap in the next unit. Okay, the combat over here was already resolved, so we go to next turn. Second turn actually, don't believe it, but it is second turn of Atmec. Alright. Oh yeah, no, we don't have to roll actually. I was gonna roll for a strike squad, but they come automatically in. I'll try to drop them I mean, 24 range. I can already swap with these guys. I don't necessarily need to swap with them. So instead I'm gonna swap here. Yeah, not sure about that one, where I need those. I think I'm still gonna drop them here, so I can get my charge bonus against Ironclad maybe or something like that. So I can get my 3-ups. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so these guys here will drop right there. No dangerous terrain, everything fine, and that's it. The next canticle I'm gonna declare here is um, doesn't really matter too much because most of that is good against infantry, and these guys are not infantry. But I guess I can reroll the one that allows me to reroll hits because makes sense. I already used the strength, and Electromancer doesn't do anything. They don't need to be stubborn because they're already really good. And I don't need the reroll because my other units reroll shots anyway. So in this case, I think um, rerolling to hit rolls of 1s and 2s is the smartest to activate. Right. Then I'm just obviously gonna move forward as always. Blob of Justice advances. Obviously not through the terrain. Alright. And over here we are locked in combat, so there's no movement there. And then we can go to the psychic phase. So how many dice? 1 die to deny, which is really bad for them. 3 for Drago, Librarian, Strike Squad, Librarian, Tigurius. And that's how many charges they have. I think I can just Electro Displacement here. So I can swap this fresh unit with this unit. And then activate also my +1 invuln save just to make sure they don't die. And I can also go for Hammerhand. I believe that's the best idea. So the unit is going to start with the Electro Displacement. Which they do get off. Wait a second. Oh, does he have the Electro Displacement? I'm not even sure. Let me check real quick what it says, because I think it's a blessing. So in this case, I could have just rolled it with Tigurius. That's actually really interesting to know. It is a blessing. Okay, so that's very interesting. So actually, I thought about casting that on these guys, but I thought like, yeah, maybe not because I cannot cast it in close combat. But since it's a blessing, that's actually no problem. So I can cast it with Tigurius back here, which would make more sense. So actually, he would get it off because he uses 3 pluses because this guy cannot cast any powers this turn. All right, so that's good to know. So this cheese tactic even works when you're close to combat. That's actually rather powerful. All right, so we swap him with a unit within 24, with a model of a unit within 24. So I swap him with him. Zzzt. Then we remove all models here. Including Tigurius, because he's part of that unit. And then we swap in everything that is here. And we also can swap into close combat for some reason. Blam! Look at that. We have some fresh hatred troops right here. And they're gonna get some hammer hand real soon. Why doesn't Tigurius just wanna move? Please. We don't have to make it super accurate. We just have to do a little circle around him, and then everything that is engaged anyway. All right. Then this unit here is basically placed around him, within 6 inches of him. Easy peasy. And that is that. Oh yeah, the librarian obviously needs to be in that combat as well. Then next I'm gonna cast Hammer Hand on 2 dice. Rerolling once because of my artifact, which I peril then, but they can't deny. What happens with the peril? Oh, I go Super Saiyajin if I pass my leadership test, which I do. So he has now Armor Bane, Flesh Bane, 3+ in1 save, Smash. So he's gonna kill some Dreadnoughts this turn, for real. Alright. Next I'm gonna cast Hammer Hand on Drago, which I do, and they will also try to deny that, which they don't. So Drago is gonna slice apart the next Dreadnought. Then I'm gonna go for Sanctuary, which also goes off on Warp Charge 1. And what else? I guess I can swap these guys with these guys so I can get over there. Yeah, but these guys already casted the spell. These guys can only swap, so that was a mistake. I cannot swap again, so these guys will probably not be in close combat this turn. But I can still charge the Vindicator, I guess, if I want to. In this case, I'm just gonna pull the Corpus Carii over here and dagger the heck out of that Tech Marine. And I get it. So let's go. 18 inches forward. Can we actually go here? Yes, we can. Okay. So these guys can actually be swapped into his back arc. Let's put them down. So they can kill that Ironclad instead. Alright. These guys here don't have anything to do. And that's it. So next is shooting. These guys here will run. As part of the Nemesis Strike Force, they can run and then shoot. So they will fire into the Tech Marine. I keep calling him a Tech Priest, but he's a Tech Marine. Stonebolter shots, hitting on 3s. Not so good. And wounding on 4s. 1. Oh yeah, I also forgot the... I have to do the It Will Not Die real quick. I don't think it matters, but we still have to do it. So it will not die. Yes. No. No. This guy is not even hurt. That guy, no. And that's it. So we have 1 whole point restored, which is okay, but not really a big deal. And the rest is unharmed, is it? Oh, this guy here is not unharmed. Is he within 6 inches? He is. Okay, so he gets 1 whole point back as well, unless I missed something. Sorry if I gave him something too much or whatever. All right. The next thing is these guys here shooting these. He is within 6 inches of the Fulgurites, so the Fulgurites make them shoot 3 shots each. So we have 15 shots. Hitting on 3s. Twin linked. Getting 2 additional hits for each 6. Cursed Tesla. Or in this case, shock. And guess what? These guys are pretty nasty. Yep, it is dead. This is 5 guys, by the way. 5 Corpus Carii have so much firepower, it's not even funny. And they have the same amount when they charge as well, so they're actually really, really powerful in that regard. So that's 1 dread down. and the rest doesn't really have much shooting to speak of, because this has a 13 and I can't kill it that way. Alright, so assault phase, I'm gonna charge the Vindicator with my Electro-Swapped squad. I need like 10 inches or something. Oh nice, 11 inches is enough. Yeah, totally enough. Raw. So I have 5 here and then a little bit more here. So that one is toast as well. I guess then we can go into close combat. So I'm gonna go first here. Drago is going first as always, hitting on 3s. Master crafted. Strength 9 because of his sword +3 and hammer hand, bringing him up to strength 9 base. It's dead. Guess what? It has 12 font, so we have 2 glances and 2 pens. Does it explode? It does. How far? 2 inches, which is gonna hurt my guys, but not the tech marine. Wait a second. We have 5 total, winning on 3s. And 5 ups. I guess it's 5 ups and then Drago is next. Let's do it again. So 5 up on the priest. No. No. Then look out. And then the normal saves. Okay. So 2 guys die in the explosion and the dread is gone. No consolidation because it's a walker and you don't consolidate against vehicles of any kind. Even though he would get to consolidate, funny enough. Alright, that is one less problem. Next, we're gonna go here. So Tigerius and the Force X guy will go first. Tigerius gets his 5 attacks. Master crafted. And it's dead. Kinda exploded because it's AP4. Yep. Alright, no consolidation because it's weaker. And then we can go into the big massacre over here again. This time the librarian can actually do something. He is strength 8 at the moment. So he has 2 attack space, 3 for charging and close combat weapon. Hitting on 3s because his weapon skill 5. Zealot, so re-rolling. And that is 2 pens. AP 2. So nothing happens to him. So he drops down to 1 hope point, but other than that, he's okay. This librarian here is also going at the same initiative, but he's hitting this dread here instead. He has the same profile, pretty much. Pretty sure he does. Yeah, I mean he has 1 attack less, of course. So there's 2 attacks here, so 3 attacks. Rerolling with Zealot, because the entire unit has it. And that is, he's strength 4 base, +2, +2, so he's strength 8 at the moment. And that's 13 front, so that's a glance and a pen. What happens with the pen is ignored, so he loses 2 whole points, goes down to 1. And then the Ironclads will go at the same time. Ironclads have 4 attacks base, 2 close combat weapons times 3. Hitting on 4s. Wounding on 2s. And 4 up saves. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, actually, no, we just didn't destroy a target. Okay, I was gonna say, but we didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Then they get to pie in. Me. Because this guy doesn't want to pie in there. Somewhere in between. So they get into base. Come on, you guys. There we go. So we have 3 against him. Then we can choose these 2 against him. So let's say go with the 3 first. So 6 attacks on him. Rerolling with Zealot. Not that good. And success. Yeah, he's toast. So that's another Ironclad down. Then we have 1 guy here against him, I guess. I can do 2 guys. So 2 guys against him. Ooh, pretty bad. Rerolling. That's what I want to see. More 6s, please. I keep getting these for hitting, but not for actually glancing it. Alright, and then these guys here, we have like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or something. 7 on him. 14 attacks, because they have 2 each. And hitting on 4s, rerolling due to Zealot. That's still cocked. Alright. So missing a few. Come on, guys. Don't fail me now. Yep, there we go. Ironclad is toast. Mere. And there's only 1 remaining. End of combat. We pie in. Pie. But now we have a 2+ and 1 save. Because these guys have Sanctuary active and they're still locked in combat, so they can't get shot at. Easy peasy. But there's not much to shoot anyway. I mean, it's basically all dead. There's 3 Dreadnoughts and a Vindicator to shoot. Everything else is toast. Alright, don't think we have anything else. Alright, so what do we do? It's pretty hard to decide. So these guys here are not really powerful against Dreadnought, so I guess we can try to kill them with the Dreadnought. So they don't just sit here and get their cover saves or invuln saves against that, so he will try to kill them. These guys just have to open fire into Drago again, because there's nothing else they want to shoot at. This here is okay, but if Drago touches any of this, they are instantly dead. So no, not trying that one. The Tech Marine is gonna try to repair because that's the best he can do. He's not gonna survive entering this combat in 1 second, because all of these guys can smash him. And the Minicats basically have to shoot. I'm gonna try to move the Warlord. He's fine. So we can move a little bit backwards. Like that. Alright. So a Siege Cannon. Boom shakalaka right onto his head. And let's see if we can take out Drago this turn. Because if not, then there is 0 chance that these Vindicators will survive next turn. So that is first is a direct hit. 3 wounds. 1 failed lookout. Ah, he's dead. Damn it. So Drago dies because he fails his lookout, and the Corpus Cani lose 1 as well. I guess we can fire less cannon into him because we don't have anything else in our firing arc. So less cannon into him, twin linked. Wounding on a 2. Nope. Stormbolter. 2. 1 wound. 1 cover failed. And 1 Phenopain failed. Corpuscari down. Blup. That Vindicator has a little bit of a problem because he doesn't have any firing arcs now. No. Can't shoot anything. So I guess we shoot here. Last cannon. Hits. Wounds. Is fine. And then Stormbolter. One hit, one wound, one save. And I believe that is all I can do. Alright, so charging here, they cannot overwatch. I mean, they can overwatch, but it doesn't do anything. And he's stuck. He can't reach them. Okay. Over here we cannot charge because there's nothing to do. I need to repair, right? Repairing. Okay, he repaired a whole point, so the Ironclad is back to full, at least. And that is that. As I said, there's no point in charging in there. That's suicide. Alright, so I guess this one is dead because they were just poured over here and dagger him in the back. Alright. What do we do here? We just fight, I guess. So the librarian, oh, the librarian didn't pie in, by the way. The librarian and the Ironclad and the other librarian. So we have 2 librarian hits from here and 3 librarian hits from there. Both of the same profile, so we can just roll as normal. All hit because they have weapon skill. And that is 2 glances because it's strength 8. So he's down to 1 hull point. Then he gets to punch the masses, which will have 0 effect, so doesn't matter. 4 hits, 4 wounds. Oh no, we rolled 2 ones and he kills 2. Oh. Pure poor Fulgurites, come on. Why do you do this? Putting in, putting in, putting in, putting in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 Gribblies with twice the amount of attacks. Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s and 2s. Because we can. And glancing on 6s. And there we go. Hey, exactly 1/6. Merp. Nope, that's an attack marine. There we go. Goes down, and that's that. Alright, so very unsuccessful turn, but I guess we killed Drago, so that's something. And he had to die, because if he would have survived, he could have tried to teleport out or do some other shenanigans or swap these guys in. So it's a good thing we moved them, but we'll see how much that actually matters. I don't think much, but you never know. So next turn here, turn 3, I think. Yeah, it's turn 3 for the Space Marine AdMech something something. Everything here is free to move, so that means we can maximize our amount of attacks. So let's move on with these guys here. Let's just remove the Rex here, because I know they're gonna go through terrain anyway. There's no point. I'm not rolling. Aw, 2 inches only. Feels bad, man. Funny enough, it doesn't matter at all. I have so much movement spells. The entire detachment is made for movement, so I don't require any movement for my movement phase. Funny enough. Alright. These guys here don't have to roll, because they're simply gonna walk forward, and that's it. These guys here will move a little bit just to give me some better jumping position, because I will electro swap them for sure. Let's actually make it like that. And then these guys have to go around. And then I have to do a plan. So the first thing we do, I think, is the strike squad will be put over there and then swapped with these guys. So I have my pogo stick army over there. These guys here can be swapped with that pogo stick army, so we have them here. Then we multi-charge here and here. And the Tech Marine I don't care about. We can kill the Tech Marine with something I leave behind here. What do I leave behind to kill him? Librarians is not possible. I guess we can kill the Tech Marine this turn if we want to kill everything. Fine. Maybe we can. We can just charge here and do a multi-charge. Alright. Let's roll for Psychic before I do anything else here. And also for It Will Not Die, just in case it would actually matter. No, there's no It Will Not Die to roll here. So simply get our dice here. 3 dice for the Iron Hands, and then 3 dice for the Librarian. For Tigerius, 2 for the other Librarians, Strike Squad. Because unfortunately Drago died. The poor guy. And I'm gonna start putting the Kobiskari over there with 3 dice. Yep, got it. They actually try to deny because it would be annoying. No, no denying. So these guys here will move over here. Swap. And they take some terrain tests, I guess. I'm not even sure if they would. Let's just say they do. So they fail their save, and they fail 1. Oh no! I killed a Electro-Priest. Okay. Next we're gonna swap this unit with that unit. And we need 5 dice to do that. On a 3+ because we are nearby. Yep, no problem. Goes off. Remove all of these guys. Zzzt. Remove all of these guys. Zzzt. Swap him with him. Add them to the squad. Add them to their squad. Hello. Mr. Dreadnought. I have come to talk about your sins. Right there. And I'm going to attempt a bunch of hammer hands and whatnot. So hammer hand on 2 dice. Got it. Sanctuary. Got it. And I guess I can go for the Haywire Bomb one more time. I got it. Glancing him. Him. Not him. And him. Cover save. Yes. So the Vindicator takes 1. And the Dreadnought takes 1 to the face. Alright. The Psychic is over with that, so we have shooting next. I'm gonna start with the Kobiskari, obviously, because these guys simply can annihilate him if we're lucky. So they have 3 shots per guy, because I'm close to the Fulgurites. Oh, nice. Oh, this is lovely. So twin linked on the shots, and these here are all 2 additional because of shock or Tesla, however you want to call it. And that's the amount of hits we get. Wounding him on force, because it's strength 4. Ugh, bad wounding, but can't complain because I hit so much. And he's gonna try to tank them to the face, which he fails horrendously. Come on. There we go. But he has feel no pain, because he's an Iron Hand. Nope, he's dead. And his servitor too. Blup blup. No problemo. Next is any shooting here? Yeah, I guess we can toss a crack grenade. Hits. Doesn't do anything. Okay. These guys can also toss a grenade. Yeah, why not? Crack grenade. Hits. Doesn't do anything. Feels bad, man. No more shooting, I guess, so let's assault. Multi-assault here, here. Oh, actually, I can only go here, that is enough. And then these guys can go here. Right, so last cannon. Misses twin linked. Nope. Stormbolter. One hit. No. Dust Cannon. Yes. One hit. Yes. Look out. Yes. Cover save. And the Stormbolter. Alright. Charge distance. 4 inches is fine, because we're only 2 inches away anyway. Distance is no problem, because I could have maximized my electro swap placement much easier, but that game is already over since the Ironclads died, because the Ironclads is the only thing that can actually tank me for more than one round. Everything else is not as hard to kill. And then the other squad, they need a little bit more than 4 though. 7 inches. Yep, no problem. Raw over here. Obviously one of them into the dread. So we can make our multi-charge. These guys here, 9 inches, why not? Nope, no way. And that is all the charges I can do. Alright. The first thing I'll do is over here. Initiative 4, Tigurius and the Librarian will pile into the dread. We have 3 attacks, 4, 5 attacks, and 3 attacks there. No, actually, he can't do it. Oh, he just has his Force Axe, but Tigurius does have enough, and he's gonna take a glance on him, and it's dead. So Dreadnought is wrecked because he's strength 6 on the charge, so he can hurt the front armor, and he's dead. The Dreadnought gets to hit back. Hits once. Actually, yeah, once. And doesn't do anything. Alright, so in this case we can fire in with our pogo sticks and go raving. And also the guys with the axe is initiative 1, obviously. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 raving sticks in there. Again, multi-charging, so I still don't get my attacks because I multi-charge every single time. Rerolling because of Zealot. Nice. And it's dead. No, not yet. Or is it? No, it's dead. We're only strength 5. Takes 2 to the face, and then the Librarian gets to go. So it should be enough from the Librarian's side. We have 2 attacks base, charge, close combat weapon, hitting on 3s, rerolling with Zealot, and yep, he has it. Oh, it might actually explode, which it does not, because it's just a 6. Alright, Vindicator is wrecked. Dreadnought wrecked. These guys in close combat next. They have Hammerhand. So I guess we go first with the Librarian here, then the Librarian there, and then the Dreadnought at the same time. So Librarian in Terminator armor going first here, has 3 attacks on the charge. 3 hits. He is strength 8 at the moment. That's 2 penetrating hits, which immobilizes him. And he gets to attack back. Oh, sorry. There was something. I just re-rolled it. I honestly did not see the result there. So 1 hit, 1 wound, 1 save. Easy peasy. And then the Raging Pogo Stick army is gonna go next. Skidder, 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 skidder. Skidder, skidder. Skidder, 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 skidder. Alright. Ex-Librarian. Yeah, Ex-Librarian goes after because these guys have initiative 3 because they have the Watergeist field, they don't get initiative penalties. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 guys into him, makes 10 attacks, hitting on force, re-rolling with Zealot. And he's dead, like 10 times over. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another 5 into the Vindicator. Rerolling. And it's dead, or wonder, because there's strength 7 on the charge with Hammerhand. So that is dead, dead, Warlord killed and tabled in turn 3, I think. And that goes to show you how you play a Death Star. Because I think the electro displacement is one of the best powers they ever invented. It's even better than the Geomortis power with the move buildings around, which is pretty ridiculous too if you want to abuse vehicles. But if you don't want to go for vehicles, I can only recommend using that one. The um, the grenades are just good for allying in because obviously this librarian has some good powers. Drago has good powers by himself, and the librarian, as you can see, has a very, very high chance of actually getting 4 or 5 out of all the powers. And Tigerius gets the chance to reroll. So I have 3 guys with good powers, probably, and with some luck, even some more. And the Fulgurites can basically destroy everything in close combat that they touch. Because if you imagine this was not this was actually the worst matchup that you can have for them, since they do not they don't have the ability to penetrate vehicles that easily that are armor 13, because there's barely any vehicles with armor 13 that get to use that because they're not walkers. So in this case, not really. Um, the and they managed to do that even then because Hammerhand is a great support spell, helps them out at hurting stuff, and then the Canticle also solves that problem for 1 turn. But if you imagine these guys against Wraith Knights or whatever, Wraith Knights don't stand a chance. They simply get too many attacks, and the amount of 6s you roll is too high for them to actually do it. And I would have gotten to reroll all wounds against them. So every 6 is actually an instant death hit with no AP. That's true, but they wouldn't get Inferno Pain against that. So the Wraith Knight would get a 3+, and then D3 wounds per 6 wound, and then the normal wounds. So they are pretty much capable of killing anything you like, because they get to reroll everything. Without even having a Ministorum Priest around. If you gave them a Ministorum Priest, you can make this even cheesier because they can achieve a 3+ rerolling invuln save or 2+ if you have Sanctuary on, and that makes them even stronger. So it's one of these typical Warhammer units that they designed, and they're really terrible in terms of pricing and everything. But if you give them psychic support and actual movement, they are one of the strongest units you can pull off into if you get them into the close combat, especially in this formation. The formation makes the Corpuscari like incredibly powerful, as you can see. They just gun down dreadnoughts. I mean, that doesn't really happen with a normal shooting unit with strength 4, but the amount of hits you gain with 3 shots per dude is pretty high. And that will do the job no matter what. Alright. Yeah, but I mean, it was expected, right? Dreadnoughts aren't played for a good reason. Not because they don't perform that well most of the time. Most of the time they just get shut down. That's the only problem. They get immobilized or whatever happens to them. But I think from the Dreadnought classes that you can play, these guys here actually are one of the best because the 13 is incredibly good. These Dreadnoughts here died like paper. These did not. Because 13 is the magic key where false staffs and crack grenades and whatnot cannot even hurt them. Scatter bikes too. And that means the Ironclad stays a little bit more combat effective. It also has more attacks than normal ones, basically the close combat version. And it works more like a Morka Gorka now than a normal Dreadnought, which I really like. But the last cannon types, I don't think they cut it. They just cost too much points and they don't do much The it will not die comes into effect very, very seldom because you mostly explode. Not in this game because I can only scratch them, but still, in any other game, and with the amount of autocannons last time I had, by the way, I could have just gunned them down one after the other before they can even reach me, because there's no way the dreadnoughts get into range